Democrats like Jim Clyburn, the number 3 in the House of Representatives, says Amy Coney Barrett will be a throwback on the Supreme Court to the days of segregation. Senate Minority Leader Schumer tried to stop the vote and failed. The so-called party of women is scared of a nominee supported by most women. Your comments?
That is exactly right. They are afraid of this woman. She has reached the pinnacle of her career. She's extraordinarily intelligent. She has support from people who she worked with, attorneys and professors who she worked with, who say that she is a wonderful jurist. And she is a mom of 7, and she's figured out how to reach the pinnacle of her career and balance being a mom and a loving wife. This is a kind of face for feminism that you would think that the left wants, and instead they're just attacking her. And the accusation that she would be a throwback to segregation, that's just patently absurd.
Yep, just like they attack people like me who are not on the liberal plantation, just like they attack other people out there from the black community who are conservative, my buddy Kevin Jackson and others. Isabella, I want to get your story out there. You say you were at the Women's March in D.C. last week. You had a Trump 2020 flag with you, and that's when the tolerant and loving left-wingers decided to beat you up. Take up the story from there.
Sure. So I was there. I didn't even know there was a women's march going on at first. I was there to support ACB and President Trump's re-election. And it wasn't until I saw women walking down the street and overheard people talking that I realized it was in fact a women's march. I had gone to the curb with my Trump 2020 flag and was immediately surrounded by dozens of women who were in my face, yelling at me, making fun of me for my appearance, taunting me, harassing me, pushing me. And they were just basically relentless. That went on for a couple hours, and it wasn't until at some point I was having a conversation with one of the women that were there. And while I was having this conversation, another woman had stolen my Trump flag from me. I went to go retrieve it. I had put my hand up so that she didn't kick me while I was down on the ground. And coming back up from picking up my flag, another woman had punched me in my face. I was reluctant to defend myself because she was older, but I did know that I had to defend myself. When I went to go defend myself, another woman had punched me in my face, and at some point, both women had choked me.
Wow. Okay, so you tried to put your experience, I'm going to stick with you, Isabella. You tried to put your experience on Facebook, and they took it down. Number one, did they give you an explanation as to why they didn't want to allow you to show the beating you had taken at the hands of leftists? And then number two, do you believe that Facebook believes, like most Democrats do, that all women are supposed to be believed? Apparently they don't.
So after I had posted what had happened to me on Facebook, I want to say not even 24 hours later, Facebook had completely removed my account without any warning. I did get an email to repeal it. They said the reason was account fraud. Like most leftists, I think they pick and choose who they want to believe. No, I think you're absolutely right. We did reach out to Facebook and ask them for a comment on this. They referred us to after 6.5 hours, they referred us to somebody else in another email chain. So we haven't gotten an answer because, well, quite frankly, Facebook's customer service is crappy. Jenny Beth, I want to talk to you about what you've just heard and about how the Democrats have conducted themselves across this country. Does the Democrat Party have any legitimate claim to being the party of women or minorities or the party of anybody other than Marxists?
They are the party of Marxists at this point, and you have to agree with every single thing that they say. And if you don't, if you actually dare to have thoughts of your own, they do everything they can to silence you. They censor us on social media, like what just happened to Isabella on Facebook. I think pretty much every person who's active in the conservative movement at this point has had some sort of censorship from one of the big tech companies. They, when you're out expressing your views, they'll ask you when you're a woman who you are and how you. I've been told by people on the left that I don't care about women. And it's the craziest thing I've ever even seen. And we hear what's just happened with Isabella, women attacking her because she doesn't carry their exact same line. I thought we're supposed to be independent in this country and empowered.
I thought so, too. I thought so too, but only if you vote for the right people. That's their standard. They believe in women's power so long as you vote for Democrats. They believe in Latinos' power only if we vote for Democrats, and black power only if they vote for Democrats. Ladies, thank you very much. And Isabella, I am terribly sorry about the beating you took at the hand of the Democrat Socialist Party.
You just watched Newsmax TV, America's fastest growing cable news channel, now in more than 70 million homes. You can get Newsmax TV on your cable system or check your cable guide. And if your system doesn't carry Newsmax, call them, tell them you want Newsmax TV, because we're real news for real people.